Fort Malden National Historic Site represents nearly 100 years of Canadian history. Construction of the first fort built at the National Historic Site here in Amherstburg, Ontario, began after the British had ceded Fort Detroit to the Americans following the Revolutionary War. A fort, naval dockyard, and British Indian Department warehouse and offices were built to continue a strong British presence on the Detroit frontier. Major General Isaac Brock met the Shawnee leader Tecumseh for the first time near Fort Amherstburg in August 1812. The United States had declared war on British North America only a few months before, and Brock immediately began his long-developed plans, ordering the capture of American Fort Mackinac in July and now poised to attack Detroit. Many First Nations allies, including Tecumseh and his men, were ready to help Brock in his daring plan to capture Detroit. They joined Brock's regulars and militia in a quick and painless assault on Fort Detroit by capitalizing on the American General William Hull's fear of the natives and making it appear that their numbers were much greater and better trained than they actually were. Though the Americans far outnumbered the British and native allies, Hull surrendered Detroit and the British took both the fort and the surrounding Michigan territory. Just over a year later, the Americans had a decisive victory in the Battle of Lake Erie. The American Navy gained complete control of Lake Erie. Much against Tecumseh's wishes, British Major General Proctor retreated, burning the fort, dockyard, and other government buildings in Amherstburg. The Americans occupied the ruins at Amherstburg until the end of the war. After the war, the Americans turned control of Amherstburg over to the British, who started constructing a second fort on the site. It was named Fort Malden, after Malden Township, where Amherstburg was located. After the War of 1812, Fort Malden saw further action when the Upper Canada Rebellion broke out. In 1859, the fort was permanently closed and converted into the Malden Lunatic Asylum, which operated on the site into the 1880s. Fort Malden was recognized as a National Historic Site in 1921. Today, Fort Malden holds the best collection of War of 1812 period artifacts in the world. At Fort Malden National Historic Site, visitors will find a museum and the restored barracks from the second fort, and of course, the feature that this fort was built for, picturesque views across the Detroit River.